Welcome back to CryptosRus. I am your resident DeFi guy, Aaron, and today I'd like to talk about a possible imminent airdrop coming in from LayerZero. LayerZero is an omni-chain interoperability protocol, which means it makes transfers between chains even easier. In fact, it's able to create bridges between chains that aren't EVM compatible, which means you can move from different ecosystems into the Ethereum ecosystem, but also brings vast interoperability between EVM chains, between Avalanche chain and Polygon and Ethereum mainnet, and all the way to Metis. Metis being one of the chains I mentioned in last week's video about up and coming DeFi chains. Now, when it comes to airdrops, it is very important to make the biggest footprint possible. So we'd like to make as much traffic as possible in all of the ecosystem that LayerZero is attached to. And in this video, I'll be making reference to most of the places where you can create a footprint in the LayerZero ecosystem. But let me get started as to why we think there's going to be a airdrop coming soon. Well, it's because LayerZero has now a $3 billion valuation with backing from all kinds of different VC money, including $120 million from its most recent Series B funding round. So we do think this is pretty typical of airdropped protocols. They get a lot of funding, they get a lot of marketing, they get a lot of hype, and then they launch a token. Now, the ecosystem does have a token right now. In fact, Stargate is the most viable product, I guess you could say, on, or at least the earliest product to this ecosystem, being the flagship bridge of the LayerZero ecosystem, where you can choose which chain you would like to bridge from: Ethereum, BNB, Avalanche, Polygon, Arbitrum, Optimism, Phantom, and Metis. These are all interoperable chains already, EVM chains, so this is a pretty standard bridge. But guys, LayerZero has many other tricks up its sleeve, and I will show you some of those in this video. Now, if you'd like to be a part of this potential airdrop, again, this is not financial advice. Do your own research on this. Airdrops like this can bank you up to $10,000 plus historically. I personally made about $2,800 on the Arbitrum airdrop, and I wasn't even trying to farm it. So if you put a little effort in up front, guys, it could pay off big time in the end. So let's get into how to make some traffic. Starting in Stargate, it's best to start bridging, but you can also do other things like add liquidity to the pools that make bridging possible. Bridging from Ethereum to Arbitrum takes some liquidity, obviously. Now you can pool any of these assets listed here: USDC, USDT, Ethereum, BUSD, MAI, Frax, and Metis. Once you pool these, you're going to be getting some farming rewards. So you can farm these rewards and make, 4 to 5% right now in these different tokens, depending on which side of the bridge you want to place them in. This is one of the best ways to start making a footprint that will make you eligible for this airdrop. Now, another thing you can do is buy the STG token, the Stargate token, and stake that, and then you become part of the Stargate DAO, and you can vote for some of their voting proposals. I know the Optimism airdrop in particular did have a DAO voting component, so that is a viable option there to make some wallet traffic inside of this ecosystem. Now, I found this Medium article that's very helpful and extremely comprehensive in all the things that you can do to make traffic within the ecosystem. So let's go through this a little bit. First of all, I talked about LayerZero. Go to their website, check it out, do your own diligence, but then go to Stargate and bridge, right? Stake the STG token, become part of the DAO, and do some voting. As I know there's a lot of Bitcoin guys here, I do want to talk about the Bitcoin bridge that's available in this ecosystem. So let's head over to that real quick. This is a wrapped Bitcoin bridge, so it's not going to be native Bitcoin, but you can move wrapped Bitcoin to all of these available networks. That includes Aptos, which is outside of the normal EVM or Ethereum virtual machine ecosystem, so that's pretty cool. So if you have some wrapped Bitcoin in the Aptos ecosystem, the Avalanche ecosystem, or any of the layer 2s here, you can seamlessly bridge from each of these chains with wrapped Bitcoin, which actually is more flexible flexible than the Stargate bridge as far as that specific token goes. Now, this Medium article will go through a bunch of other things, but the next thing I want to talk about is using LayerZero to do a cross-chain swap using Sushi Swap. So built into Sushi Swap, you actually have this cross-chain functionality here. If you want to do a swap from one network to the other, you can actually do that inside of Sushi Swap, which is pretty great. Because Sushi Swap operates on multiple chains, you're actually able to swap like Ethereum for Arbitrum on their native chain. So if I was in Ethereum and I wanted to transfer, let's say $20 worth of Ethereum over to the Arbitrum network and receive that in Arbitrum tokens, I can actually do that, which is pretty phenomenal. Let's say we want to go from Arbitrum to a different network. Say we want to go from Arbitrum to the Binance Smart Chain. And let's look into what we can transfer here. We can transfer Ethereum, Radiant, USDT, Balancer, and a bunch of different other coins here actually, because there's so much liquidity inside of Sushi Swap that we can really transfer just about anything that's on the Arbitrum network over to the BUSD network or the Binance Smart Chain network. So we could do BNB, we can do ADA actually, which is insane. All of these different tokens are available to swap cross-chain because of the liquidity built in to Sushi Swap and then the functionality that LayerZero gives it. Now, Radiant Capital also has some LayerZero functionality. In fact, if you scroll to the bottom of the website, it says powered by LayerZero, meaning that there's some cross-chain functionality going on here too. Radiant Capital is a lending and borrowing protocol. It's primarily on the Arbitrum chain, but you can also bridge to the Binance Smart Chain as well. So just this morning, I actually lent some of my Ethereum to the chain on Arbitrum and then borrowed USDC over on Optimism to trade in a different coin on the Optimism network. And again, all of this is possible because of LayerZero's interoperability functionality. Now, because the liquid staking derivative narrative is so big in the world of DeFi, I wanted to mention this as well. Unsheath is a aggregator of LSDs or liquid staking derivatives of the Ethereum token. In Unsheath, you're able to pool any of these liquid staking derivatives or even wrapped ETH. It helps to decentralize this process. As some of you may know, Lido is dominating the space as far as liquid staking derivatives go, but there are multiple other protocols that are also involved in liquid staking derivatives. So there's Frax staked ETH, there's Rocket staked ETH, there's obviously Lido staked ETH, there's the Coinbase staked ETH, there's Anchor ETH, and also Swell ETH. All of these are able to be deposited into Unsheath on the Ethereum network, and you get a liquid staking derivative back called Unsheath. And because of LayerZero interoperability, you're actually able to transfer Unsheath from Ethereum to the Binance Smart Chain and Arbitrum as well. So if you have some wrap staked ETH on the Ethereum network, you can actually transfer that to conduct DeFi related transactions on the Binance Smart Chain or the Arbitrum chain in order to save on those transaction fees that you find on the Ethereum network. Now, there are many other things that you can do in this ecosystem, but I'm going to leave it at that. I'll link in the description that Medium article below that has multiple other steps to make more traffic. But the name of the game, guys, is making that traffic. So get out there, enjoy trekking through the DeFi Wild West, guys, and hopefully you are able to capitalize on this traffic with some rewards in the future with the LayerZero airdrop. Now, make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell for more content just like this. Thank you so much for watching, and God bless.